Well, it's about time. We've waited months for the Internet Invitational to air, and it is here. Today we're talking the good, the bad, and the ugly from what just was released earlier today on Bobda Sports channel, Internet Invitational, episode number 1. Thanks so much for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't done so already, please do that. Also, I have a newsletter down there. I'd love for you to sign up for that. We've got a lot of cool deals and discounts coming your way. So no charge, no fees, just cool stuff that we like, that we pass on to you. So that's there in the video description below. Thanks so much. As always, we want your thoughts and opinions here. So please, in the comment section, let me know. I'm going to ask a number of questions for you that I want you to hopefully engage and answer those best you can, because I want your thoughts. I'm going to give you what I thought was the good and let's say the bad. And then as far as ugly and things like that, I'm going to ask you some questions that will help, flush those uglies out. And also what I thought was incredible was that they delayed it a day for the unfortunate passing of Cody B. Frank. I mean, that's just got to be a tough one for the team there at Barstool and everybody who knew the guy. And my thoughts and prayers go out to his family. So that's just, I can't imagine what they're going through. So tough experience for everybody. And so I'm grateful that they waited a day. So when I say the wait is over, I mean from when they filmed it August to now. It's been a long time. So was it worth it? No spoilers here as we go through. I've watched, just so you know, I watched the entire episode from head to tail until it blacked out. I was in it, locked in for the whole thing. So I felt I owed it to everybody, but I won't give any spoilers really away that you don't already know. Okay, so this is episode 1 of the Internet Invitational, and it was great. Like, to start off, the teaser was phenomenal. The opening of this episode is fantastic. Like, for the first 15 minutes, I'm hooked in. I'm in. Like, they got me. And I honestly had my doubts, to be honest, because I reached out to a number of people who played in this, and I got nothing. And so either nothing meant we signed a non-disclosure agreement and we're not going to say anything, or nothing meant I really don't know. And I never asked anybody, like, what happened, like, who won. I never would even go there because that's just not, like, respectful. But I said, what do you know about when it's going to air? And, like, the answers were, I don't know. No clue. I've heard nothing. So either they were just, mum's the word, or they really didn't know anything. So based on all that, I was like, this thing is going to be a disaster. It's taking that. So that was my initial thoughts going into this video. And so we'll get into it. I did think it was a great opening and a great intro for the first 15 minutes. I loved how they did the draft, how they picked up, and you just got an initial kind of welcome, and you felt like you were part of the experience. So excellent job for the team. The location was phenomenal. Big Cedar and Paynes Valley. I've been there. It is an incredible place. So great venue for this. Absolutely fantastic. The drafts were great. How they picked the teams, we already talked about that. And there was lots of drama just at the beginning there in terms of picking the teams of, because you're thinking like, oh gee, who would I want to play with? Who would be a good teammate for me? Should I be a captain? Like, you were like in the room thinking about, wow, what would it be like if I was there? So that's what you want in something like this. You want to be like emotionally invested. They got it. They got it great. Also, what I thought was phenomenal, the audio quality of the video, they nailed it. Right? You remember the first like Creator Classics and things like that. Like, you're like, oh, the audio is pretty bad. Or anytime you get something where the audio is not perfect, it's difficult. Spot on. So, with that many, 48 people plus more, they had them all mic'd up. That ain't cheap to pull off. That's not a cheap endeavor. So thumbs up for you guys. Phenomenal job with the production and audio quality. I love the musical choices. The audio for the music set it up really well. So the editors, hats off. I'm an editor. I was an editor, career editor in LA. Did a lot of stuff, but I know the drudgery that comes along with editing stuff together. So golf clap to all the editors out there that put in the work. Production crew goes underappreciated. I understand that you guys all deserve top shelf compliments. So cheers to you. Hats off, drinks to you, whatever you need. You guys really won and stole the show that nobody even really realizes. So I'm not going to leave you guys out of the appreciation. Congratulations. I loved how it was put together. Okay, some more good. It's a 3 hour and 41 minute and 37 second video. I mean, 341. You're in. So most people aren't going to probably watch it straight through, kind of like I did. Most people are going to take breaks and come back. That's fine. That's great. Here's what I loved. There was not one commercial. Like, I didn't get one YouTube commercial, right? I don't have the ad-free, none of that. I just do regular. So there wasn't one commercial, meaning they didn't monetize the video in that way. They monetized it other ways. And I absolutely love how they did that. They integrated the sponsors in the video. Like, it's obvious they're the sponsor and that they're getting sponsor ads and reads in the video, as you would expect it. But it didn't detract from the experience of viewing the product of the video. It wasn't like we cut away to a commercial and because those are the moments for me where I hit pause and I'll leave. And then I'll come back hours later or tomorrow and resume. Those are just kind of markers where you're like, I'm out. They didn't do that. So when you just have a Dunkin', I mean, they're the Dunkin', the DraftKings, what was it? There's an AI ad in there. There's a lot of those little ads that are seamlessly integrated. I was like, great job. And you got Barstool kind of at the helm, spearheading this thing. So they did a phenomenal job with that. No commercials. All right. What's some of the bad? Let's get in what I think some bad. And I want to ask you some questions. There was a few moments for me as a viewer where you're like, the team members themselves, I felt like there were some uncomfortable interactions. But you know what? After that initial kind of uncomfortable moment or two, and you'll see, you comment if you pick those up, because I felt like there was a couple where I was like, but then it kind of went away and the teams really gelled. So that's going to happen though. It's to be expected. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just like, ooh, and I engaged more with it. So it might actually be a good that felt like a bad. So sometimes that is something that happened. I felt like the bad, it took too long. It wasn't too long a video. It took too long from when you shot it August 15th to now, because what you're doing is you're promoting it kind of in August, September, October. It's not October 15th, it's October 28th. Did I just change the color of my light? It's, so it took a long time to get to us. And I felt like there was no communication of, hey, this is when it's going to air. It's just all of a sudden, here it is. So if you could work on that, would be nice. I'd appreciate that. As a viewer, I'd appreciate that. Like a little level of just communicate. Tell me what's happening. Hey, we're in editing. This is going to be great. Just give me a little teasers as we go. Kind of like movie trailers do. Like, like Top Gun is coming out, right? you know a year in advance. You see some teasers, some trailers, and the closer you get, the more you get. That's what I would like. So maybe in the future, something to consider, I would say. Please think about that. So that was for me a bad. It was also kind of difficult. Again, good and bad. They had all the scores up the whole time, so you kind of could know. But I kept looking at that, and I would go down the names to try to find who's with who. And I'm like, where? So it was just hard for me to keep track of each match, even though it was up there the whole time. Like I had to almost memorize where they were on the chart. So I don't know if I don't necessarily have an answer for that one. Maybe I'll get used to it as it goes, but it was just a little difficult to follow along where everything was. So to me, that could be room for improvement. All right. They had a number of content creators who wanted to be a part of this. I mean, a number of them. All right. So what happens, and what you might suspect may happen, is last minute somebody can't make it. And so that happened. And it's not really a spoiler alert, but Dave Portnoy, he pulls the waitress, the server from the restaurant there, and asks her if she wants to play. I mean, she's super cool, great golfer. I have nothing against her, but there were just so many people who wanted in. And then for a late drop off, I just would imagine, like, I'll take me for an example. I didn't really reach out and say, hey, can I be in your thing? Even though I would have loved to have been part of it, yes. But I know, like, if I had, or either way, if this had happened, if I get a call like that night from Dave or whoever, right? It says, Matt, somebody to make it. Can you get here? Big Cedar Lodge. I'm in San Diego. Like, I would have been like, I'll be there. Even if I had to drive all night, I would have showed up, been at the first, I'm in. Let them know I'm going. Let's go. So I would have got there. And I would imagine that would hold true for just about anybody in the United States who wanted to be a part of this. So to just pull a waitress, like somebody that nobody knows, she's cool. She probably could have a cool career in content creation because she's got kind of, she's attractive girl. Like, she could do some cool stuff. But that, I would say, man, it would have been a cool storyline in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on that too. It would have been a cool storyline in my opinion if just somebody got the call and said, hey, whoever gets here first is in. And that would have been neat, in my opinion. All right. So I think that is something that could have been, I don't know, talked about, but even though it was kind of last minute at night, that type of thing. All right. So that was bad. Also, the good was there was some drama during the round. Now, you can see it all over social media, like Luke Kwan overslept and didn't show up on the first tee box. So Dave Portnoy gives him a penalty of, you have to watch it to find out the penalty he received. But that was a blunder on Luke Kwan. Now, later on, I mean, in the video, like, you'd have to watch that unfold, stay to the end, because it gets kind of uncomfortable. So be sure to watch that and then let me know your thoughts on how you felt like that all went down. Because that, again, like, I'm just speaking me personally, I would have drove all night and not slept to be there for my partner and my team. Even though it didn't matter what team, right? I would have been ready to rock. So to me, that was one of those unfortunate situations. But for television, it adds a lot of drama that you can't just script. And I don't think it was scripted at all. So there you go. Here are some questions I have for you regarding this. You let me know what you think. Was this more exciting than a non-major, non-signature event, PGA Tour event. Okay, so just a regular PGA Tour event. Was this more exciting? All right. Yes or no? Let me know what you... Was it more exciting than a live golf event? I think I know what the answer to that one's going to be. But again, comment in the down below and let me know your thoughts on that. What do you think the ROI, the return on investment was here? Is this more profitable ROI than like a live event and a PGA Tour event? Remember, the tour event, they have like $20 million prize purse at many events. So 20 million they're giving out to all the players. Here it's a million plus, a little over a million that they're distributing out there. Very low for 48 players compared to everybody else. But we're talking ROI. Like, is Barstool and let's say Big Cedar, are they getting more than they're giving up? Is it worth it? I think for the amount they're giving and who they're getting, I would imagine this is an incredibly profitable opportunity for sponsors like Duncan, DraftKings, the sponsors who are involved in this. I would imagine they're getting a huge, huge boost for what they paid out. But you let me know what your thoughts are. And then a couple more things. What would you change in this? What would you have done differently? For example, did you like the fact that there was a lot of bad golfers? And this is what I want to ask. There are a lot of not so good golfers who are not golf content creators. So, for example, if you're a bad golfer content creator, you're a large channel, let's say just the Bob Does Sports crew. They're not good golfers other than Fat Perez, right? But they have a huge following of golfers because they're entertaining at what they do in playing golf. So when you have other content creators who are unknown in the, let's say, golf community, or you don't see them playing golf, like they're not golf content creators and then they're golfing and not very good, are you cool with that if they're entertaining, or would you rather not have that type of, creator there? So you let me know. I'm on the fence because as a golfer, I'm watching golf. I like golf. So I want to see people who can actually play, or people I know who I watch because they're bad. I don't necessarily want to watch somebody who's bad at golf, even though maybe I watch them in another, niche of YouTube. That's me. I want to know your thoughts on that. There's another league also that's the Grass League. And then they're putting a lot of money behind that. It's a par 3, high stakes, really good players, good golf, right? Good golfers, but unknown. So that's, again, something for me, like, I'm not so interested in that. I'd rather watch good golf, good enough golf with people that I know or watch on YouTube. So I want your thoughts on that. It's kind of the same thing. Would you rather watch better golf with people you don't know, or entertaining golf with content creators in the golf space that you do know? All right. And then if that's the case, who would you add to the next iteration of this? And what would you change in this format? Because now it's going to evolve as we go to more episodes. So that'll be interesting to kind of dive into. But just, spitballing it, what would you do in this format? Because I think for what they did, all the talk, I honestly thought it was overpromise, underdeliver was going to be the theme of this podcast. However, they did promise pretty high. And so far, man, to me, they reached that level of promise. So for the team there at Barstool and Bob the Sports and everybody who put this together, congratulations. I think you got a hit on your hands here. And this could be like the wave, the new wave of golf entertainment television, because we got good doing the big break next summer. That's like the last thing. You're going to have a couple people but mostly just high-end players who you don't know. Big break style. Did Barstool and Bob the Sports and the team there, did they just slingshot past that and make the big break crew kind of rethink things again? Like, we might have to change things up a little bit, because this to me felt like the new big break, but it's the new golf entertainment. It could be. What do you think about that? Let me know. Peace. See you soon.